Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Proverbs 208. The proverb today is great minds think alike. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. If someone says that great minds think alike, one is suggesting that intelligent or smart people tend to come up with the same ideas, often at the same time. It is often used in a humorous way, so it's used in a funny way, not too serious way, usually, to congratulate someone who thought of the same idea as you. Ironically, it is most often used with ordinary people congratulating themselves. So it's not really most often used with people who we think are great minds, like Einstein or something. It's just everyday people and saying, "Oh, yeah, you thought of that. I thought, oh, great minds. Yeah, I have a great mind. You have a great mind." So that's kind of the way it's actually used. All right, let's continue. The proverb of this, or the origin of this proverb, at least in this form. In this form means like we had some other ideas that were similar to this idea, but not the same exact wording of like great minds think alike. So the first time we ever heard this exact wording, great minds think alike, this was the case. So the origin of this proverb, at least in this form, is believed to come from Carl Theodor von Onlansky. Okay. It was written in a biography of his life called The Woeful History of the Unfortunate Eudoxia in 1816. So that's where, that's what it started. All right, and let's take a look at some examples. The great military strategist, the two different ones, Sun Tzu and Napoleon. Now, remember, they came from very different places. Sun Tzu was, a Chinese strategist who wrote The Art of War, and Napoleon lived in the 1700s. So they're very far apart in age and, when they both occurred and the time periods as well. Came up with quotes that nearly express the same idea. And this is the one you often hear it repeated by many people. And to be honest, most often I think Napoleon gets credit for it. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Actually, though, like I've had people, because I did a YouTube video on this explaining this one, and it is true that Sun Tzu had the same quote. Actually, this might even be more of Sun Tzu's quote. Now that I research it more, it seems like Napoleon's quote was never interrupt your enemy when he is in the process of destroying himself. Same idea, same thing. Some people might have questioned, well, didn't Sun Tzu come up with this idea first? Yeah, maybe, but, it's not like, I don't think Napoleon necessarily stole the idea from Sun Tzu. Is it possible that he could have gotten the Chinese translation of the war strategy in the 1700s in France? Maybe, but probably not likely. So they both probably just came up with very similar ideas. So in this sense, we could say it's probably just a case of great minds think alike. I don't think Napoleon actually ripped off Sun Tzu. And Sun Tzu was first, so you can't say Sun Tzu ripped off Napoleon. You could try to claim Napoleon robbed, Sun Tzu's idea, but it's probably more just the case of great minds think alike. Well, let's continue here. When he is in the process of destroying himself, this is a literal example of great minds think alike. So you could use it this way in the literal sense. However, number 2, 3, and 4 is probably the way you're going to hear it more often. So number 2 here, I was just about to say the same thing. Great minds think alike. Yeah, you're usually joking. So meaning like, yeah, that's the great idea. I'm smart, you're smart. Yeah, great minds think alike. Yeah, we had the same idea. Or number 2 here, you took the words right out of my mouth. Great minds think alike. Yeah, again, making a joke. Or number 4, I had the same idea as you. Great minds think alike. So this is ordinary people usually saying this, kind of congratulating themselves in a humorous way, usually not too serious. I don't think they're particularly conceited. They're really more joking than anything else most of the time. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.